Alright guys, this kind of marks the first video of the merger of Bass Cars 53 and Keldonex's channel. We were kind of brainstorming and we're thinking, why not just merge the channels into one and kind of have, B58 and car reviews all kind of at one place instead of keeping it separate. So, you've seen Kelby's car, his 2018 M240i. He'll kind of go into the mods. He's made a mod video before already. But this will kind of be the place to see kind of B58 content, some install videos, testing, and just stuff like that. And also, obviously, we'll still have reviews of other cars and stuff because I know a lot of people really like that. And kind of do our best to have unique content. There's kind of limited content on B58s in general, so we thought this might be a good place to kind of get interesting videos started. So that's pretty much a basic intro into what's going to be happening now. Yeah, so Kelby will kind of tell you what's already done to the car, and he's already made a mod list video. You guys probably watched that on his channel, but to just kind of update you, he added a few things, but we got lots of other stuff coming too, but I'll let Kelby tell you about that.
Hey guys, my name's Kelby. I post videos on the channel Keldonx. As you've seen, this is my 2018 BMW 240i. Before this, I had my 2018 silver WRX full bolt-ons. But in the previous couple videos, I had a mod list which included the downpipe and a off-the-shelf tune. That's still pretty much all I've done to the car. The most recent thing I did was the BMS intake pipe, more airflow. I'm still waiting for the cone filter. Well, that should be here within the week. The other thing I did was the OEM and performance shift knob and boot. Definitely a better feel than the OEM one. Yeah, so still waiting on parts. But as far as the future goes, as you can see by the title, 600 is my goal. 600 wheel horsepower, over 600 torque. So future plans, I mentioned in the mod list video, this is gonna get swapped out for sure for the Dorch Stage 2 high pressure fuel pump. Also looking at different clutches, not sure yet what package I'm gonna go for, but definitely need a clutch and a flywheel. Anything over 500, definitely be pushing it, even with the 550 clutch. I don't really want to waste time or money to see if it even works or not, even though a lot of people recommend it. I'd rather just spend a little extra more money and just not have to worry about it.
So, as Kelby said, we do have a couple things coming into the 240. As you guys seen on my channel, if you've ever seen any of my videos, I used to have a 340i, if you guys didn't know. It was an automatic, sadly. I really wanted a manual, actually, but it is really rare to find a B58 in a manual. Luckily, Kelby, he had to go pretty far for this one, but it was definitely worth the time and the distance to go pick this up. The manual is sweet in this car, and it's definitely more fun. So yeah, as Kelby said, we're definitely gonna get a high pressure fuel pump for this car. Definitely needed. You can kind of make around 500 with a TU pump and even a bigger turbo. But if you're really going through all the trouble, just like the clutch, you might as well get something that's pretty solid for the car. And so Dorch Stage 2 worked perfect on my car. It made awesome power. My tune held around 27 to 28 psi on E50. So that's definitely in the neighborhood of definitely around 600 to 650 wheel through an automatic. We don't know if you'll go that far with Kelby's car. If he gets a really good tire setup, maybe we can turn it up, for fun, for maybe it could be the kill map or serious racing map, I guess. But he'll definitely just have it around 600, that's his goal. And that can kind of be the leisurely fun map and everything. And that's what he'll most likely be around most of the time. But we'll definitely want that clutch. It's just peace of mind, that you could probably survive with the 550i clutch for a while, but even my tuner, and soon Kelby's tuner, definitely just recommends if you're pulling out the transmission and everything and going through the work, you might as well just do, a beefy clutch. Like Kelby said, we're kind of looking at a few. We definitely want good drivability out of the car. We don't want it to be hard to daily or have terrible engagement with the clutch, because that's not fun at all. So we're looking at the DKM clutch right now, the stage 3. It is a twin disc, but people say it's really forgiving and it drives pretty close to stock, which is remarkable for a twin disc. Twin disc clutch.
That's the last thing I want to worry about is my clutch.
Twin disc clutches, they can be pretty terrible to drive sometimes. They can be chattery, or like you have to give it a lot of RPM to kind of get out of first, and that's not going to be fun, especially since Kelby drives his car to work almost every day. So we want a pretty good clutch for this car.
Oh yeah, and Sebastian's channel, he's got an A90 Supra, so we'll be able to see what the difference are between the Gen 1 and the Gen 2 B58 and how his turbo swap and how my turbo swap will be different. So you'll be able to see that.
Hint, hint, mine's easier, a lot easier. But even when I did my 340, it wasn't terrible. If you'd never done it before, it would probably take you all day long. If you've done it before, I'd say about 3-4 hours. If you do it a lot of the time, probably about an hour or 2, if you're really good at it. But I think we'll be able to do it in around 3 or 4 hours on Kelby's car. My car would probably be about an hour or less. The A90 and the B58 TU, for the A90 is really easy to swap out. I believe it's like 8 bolts, I believe. For the exhaust manifold, this one, obviously it's a traditional 6-port manifold, so I'm going to take this section off, and you got bolts all along the manifold, but you'll see lots of that when we do the actual install. But yeah, we're thinking about the Pure 850 for Kelby's car, as long as it kind of doesn't go over our rough budget. But we believe it's not much of a price increase, and hey, if you can get bigger, might as well do it. It'll just be kind of make power easier, bigger turbo, you won't have to run near as much boost, and it'll just, you know, it's not much of a price difference, might as well. Yeah, it could be.
Main goal down the road, the spoolie boy.
So as far as the wheel and tire setup, these tires have a little bit left on them. They're pretty tiny. Sadly, BMW decided to put really tiny wheels and really tiny tires onto this car. Even stock, it just spins them. They're 245 Pirellis, and it's just not going to cut it. Even for stock power, it's really not a good idea. Even with stage 2, it's pretty. It gets a little nuts. But most likely, like me and Kelby have talked, he might just throw a good set of Michelins, like Pilot Sport 4S's. Those are awesome in the rain, and they will hold power a little bit better than these tires right now. But for the E50 map, there's no way we're gonna, you know, have this car on just Pilot Sports. We're probably gonna have to just find a cheap set of decent used BMW wheels and throw some slicks or some Toyo R88s. That will definitely put the power down, even if it's only a 255 or 265. Maybe like a 9.5 inch or 8.5 inch OEM BMW. It's gonna look ugly, but better safe than sorry, especially with around 600 horsepower. Well,
Yeah,
well
if
under
you
600.
have a M1 series or a 2 series, let us know in the comments. If you have a bigger wheel setup, because I'd like to know. I've read some forums, but I haven't gotten too much information about it. Some people say the 9.5 is the biggest you can go. Some people say they have a 10-inch wheel on their 240, so I'm not quite sure yet. If I could go another 1.5 inches bigger, I'd definitely be more comfortable with 600 wheel.
Yeah.
But I guess I'm kind of stuck with these for right now.
Yeah, it's gonna. I don't know. We're definitely. I don't think we'll even be able to data log with these at all. And I had 255s on my 340, and it wasn't very fun. I kind of survived data logging because you need to be in 4th gear for data logs in the automatic, so you don't got much power because you're around 2,000 RPM. So you can kind of get away with having a really small tire on an upgraded turbo car. But Kelby's got the manual, and his gears are much longer, and he might be okay doing 4th gear or 3rd gear data logs, but it's just gonna roast the tires on the top end, and it's not fun speeding at high speeds, and it's not safe either. So I have a couple buddies maybe in our local area who might be able to loan us some spare wheels with some slicks on them or something like that. But that's something we'll definitely talk about and show you guys in the process of everything. That's really kind of what we want to do with this build, is kind of show you the entire process, exactly what it's like, and explain it, because there's really not that many videos about BMWs or B58s in general. You know, the whole kind of tuning process and how everything kind of works. So we're definitely going to get in depth to that, how the custom tuning goes, and just the whole process. It's easier than you think if you don't know much about these cars, and it's definitely a fun process. So we'll definitely make sure to go in depth about that whole process as we go along. We'll document everything. Like how we said, he's got some stuff on order pretty soon. the fuel pump and the clutch. We're just double checking on the clutch. We want to make sure we kind of get the right setup. Don't want to regret anything. And definitely that'll be probably one of the next videos coming up is the high pressure fuel pump install. All right, guys, that will kind of close out today's video. Went into depth a little bit about everything we're going to be doing. Hopefully you guys will like the merger, but it's going to mean more consistent content for all you guys, and definitely more interesting videos when we both put effort into it. It's going to make some good stuff. So see you guys next video.